Okay, let's go ahead and get started there, everybody. Welcome back to another 1 p.m. PST YouTube stream. I'm your host, Strange Road Jim, and today we got ourselves some more Pega studying certification, or Pega certification studying to do. We got some more Unreal after that at around 2 p.m. We have some more videos to upload around 3 p.m. And then, of course, we're going to be getting into Warframe later on tonight. To kind of finish off the stream schedule. So, if you're watching this live while I'm streaming, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully, you'll stick around. If you're watching this later on YouTube directly, then I thank you for watching this video. Hopefully, you find it informative and helpful in some fashion or another. Don't forget that I have multiple playlists available. Pega Academy or Pega Certification Studying being one of those playlists. Um, Hopefully you will help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Um, but let's go ahead and talk about a little bit more about you know what this is all about, who am I, and what you might expect from these videos. So, well, for myself, I'm currently an unemployed software developer whose last position was dealing with the Pega environment. Um, Now, the company that I worked for, they gave us an authorized training partner to teach us about Pega. And at that time, I had no idea what Pega was all about. No clue whatsoever. Never even heard of it. Um, so, um, mm, you know, at the initial start, I was like, you know, I was like, so what you're saying to me is that it sounds very much like Visual Basic, and I wasn't really that keen on it. I wanted to learn more about coding languages, how to manipulate memory, um, building websites, whatever, but Pega was not on my list of things at all, um, but at the same time, I needed to work, and if they were saying we're gonna put you in Pega, then I get put in Pega. Um, the only problem was that we were having some difficulties um, with the gentleman that was trying to teach us. Um, there was about like 15 of us or so, maybe a little bit more, trying to be taught by the authorized training partner, and well, we were having a hard time with it. We asked questions that he never answered, and he would kind of blame other things other than the environment itself. Um, you know, he would he you know he put the blame on our computers for not being able to run um, the you know the Pega environment on our own computers, and we're like, there's way too much here. What are you talking about? Um, so needless to say, we were having some difficulties with him. He was also messing up so much that it caught the attention of his coworkers. He made he informed them that we had studied a topic that we didn't, and when the coworkers were quizzing us about the topics that we had covered, and you know started asking questions about that said topic, we were like, we hadn't covered that yet. We have no idea what you're talking about. So so even his coworkers knew that um, he was messing up pretty bad. Um, Now some of us you know, was smart enough to in their self-study to get through everything quickly and pass the certification test, quickly. And let's face it, there's going to be those individuals that, are smarter. I know that. There's nothing that I'm, you know, what am I going to say? Like everybody's equally smart? No, I'm sorry. That doesn't work. Um, um, it each one of us is going to take their own time on, getting through the material to get to the end goal. Okay. Um, some people are just faster at it, and that's okay. Okay. Your main goal, if you're watching this, is to get to that goal. That that's it. It doesn't necessarily matter how long it might take you. Okay, don't compare yourself to another person and go, "Oh my God, they're getting it so much faster." No, 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 no. Don't focus on that. Focus on how much you need to get to your goal. Okay? How much pushing do you need to get there? Okay? Um that's what you should be focused on. Okay? Um so but the majority of us went pretty much full self-study. We got tired of our authorized training partner and we went full self-study. Um the one and only time that they forced me to take the certification test, I knew that I wasn't ready. I had not studied enough of the entire Pega environment to that I knew that I'd potentially fail the test. I got close to passing it. I missed 6 more questions than I needed to, but I still failed. And to be honest, that's not exactly the goal that I was kind of aiming for anyway. You know, um, I don't want to get the bare minimum to know what it is to work in a particular field. I want to try to learn as much as I can, but they forced me into the certification, and well, I failed it. Now the it fell on me to continue the study to try to retake it, but I didn't. I was kind of hoping for, I asked to be placed back into another training cycle with a different authorized training partner, but they didn't agree to that. They pushed me into a contract. I kind of hoped that I would have more of a formal mentor in that contract to get a better understanding of Pega, but that didn't really happen either. So, um, but when it comes right down to it, it fell on me to try to get that certification. So the fact that I didn't get it, that's on me. Okay, I can't blame anyone else on that. You know, yeah, I wish that there were better tools, or better, and there was better circumstances that could have helped me to get that certification, um, or passing that certification, but that never happened. So I'm doing the best I can, and I will continue moving towards that certification goal, and I hope you join me on that. Okay, but know that I am not an authorized training partner, and this is not meant to be an instructor-led training. Okay, if you want to do the instructor-led training, you can do so. Pega Academy offers it. It's like a 2-week course for like $5,000, so it's expensive. So make sure that you get your money's worth out of it. Take notes, ask questions, and work your ass off to get to that goal, even if it means spending every waking hour to try to study for that certification. Okay, make the best use of that instructor-led training as you can. Okay, so um, but yeah, let's get into the dashboard here, and I want to talk about the business architect. We've covered the business architect for 8.7. Okay, it's complete. 2 missions, 2 modules, done. Okay, so if you are coming into these videos and you're trying to study for the business architect, I'm sorry, this is not the right video for you to be watching. I mean, you can still watch it. Believe me, I wouldn't mind it. But let's be honest here. You want to be covering these two missions, these two modules, and even the Pega Express delivery, because I don't feel like these two modules covers enough of the Pega Express delivery for you to get your business architect certification. Um, so go back through my playlist, cover these two missions, cover these two modules, and good luck on getting your business architect. Okay. Um, yeah, if you want to, continue watching the rest of the series, but we're focused more on the system architect now than the business architect. Okay. Now, if you are watching this and you're like 8.8, 23, or even later, obviously there's going to be some changes to the missions, to the modules, and so on and so forth. There's not much I can do about that. Not much I can, you know, not much I can say or do to change that outcome. Okay. I'm doing 8.7 because there are languages, you know, that might be interested in watching these videos and, you know, trying to study right along with me. So that's the reason why I'm doing the 8.7. So hopefully you understand. Um, and hopefully there isn't been that much change between the topics, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Or you'll have to see if you're studying this on a later time. I would still kind of try to recommend watching these videos because um, I'm going to be going over topics that your coworkers might have already studied and worked on and did. So when you go out into the industry and you're talking with said individuals, then you're not going to be lost in translation as to what languages or what keywords they're saying versus what keywords you learned. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so let's get into the system architect. And not yesterday, but the day before, we tried to work on a challenge, and unfortunately, we were having a lot of problems with it. And I forgot to do the XML. Uh, so, um, so there is a part of the challenge right down here. Okay, that talks about um, changing the Spanish text for the labels. And I thought that I needed to add um, like the Spanish term you know, in replacement of the English terms. Um, but now that I think about it, um, maybe I need to actually change the English terms directly. Like replace the English terms that I found, name, street, city, state, latitude and longitude to nombre, calle, ciudad, estado, uh, latitude, longitude. I I'm probably butchering the pronunciation. I apologize to anybody that actually speaks Spanish. Um, you'll have to forgive me. I only had like maybe I had 2 years of Spanish. That's it. you know, I've never fully learned, so as it is anyway, I have a hard time rolling my R's. So that and that makes a hard time as well. So, um, but maybe when I get to this step, maybe I should replace these terms directly with the Spanish terms because if I'm doing the translations, then it might be saving it specifically under the Spanish. So if I switch back to the English, it should still save those. It should still have the English terms there. Maybe I don't really know. But we're gonna go ahead and go back through this challenge again. Um, It was my mistake for not putting in the legwork prior to this, as I said that I would probably do. So I apologize for that. Um, we'll just have to try to, work through this quickly to get to the end goal. So, so just bear in mind that I'm probably going to be going a little quickly through this, or at least as quickly as I can, um, to to get through the translation, get the zip file, and you know, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and delete the old translations that I had saved. Don't really need those anymore. And we will go ahead and um, get ready to kind of go through this. Now, when it was saying, enter the Spanish text in column B translation for the labels, I had figured that, maybe I needed to add, these terms, you know, next to the English terms in a sense of like, here's column A and here's column B, right? Because, that's what I was kind of seeing here a little bit on it. But maybe I need to replace the terms themselves. So we'll have to get through all of this quickly um, to make sure that we can do this in the next 30 minutes. So, unfortunately, Pega Studio takes a long time. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I'm at the mercy of how long it takes. So, okay, so we're going to go ahead and configure user interface, application readiness, localization, translate to new language. Configure user interface, application readiness, localization, translate to new language. Start the translation process. So we pick Spanish ES or Spanish Spain and click add. And then we click next and next to start the process. So Spanish ES, add, next, and next. Enable records for translation. Click next and then click download for translation once this is done. Okay, that's all done. So click next, download for translation. Maybe would you like to include some example files? These examples allow translators to see how some pieces of text will be used in the application. I don't know. I don't know if that will be useful completely. So click next and then save the work ID. So eventually this will be downloaded into the download for Chrome right at this moment in time, and then I just need to transfer it, you know, extract it, modify the one translation file, and hope that that I can do the necessary changes and not have to worry too much about it. So um, one of the things that has also been a little odd is that okay, here's that PXL2. So um, so we hit close, and there's that. So now we need to modify the XML file. So let me go and get to the downloads folder, move the translation over, then we extract. Okay, and I want to edit that. And now, let's see, plugins, we want to do that. Okay. Now, now that I have the file, in my Notepad++, now I'm going to see about trying to change the values, from name to nombre, for example. So, actually, let me go ahead and do latitude first. Okay, so here's the thing. Based off of, you know, um, what I'm currently seeing right now is, you know, I'm seeing like it's saying like one row for latitude, right? I see cell, with data with latitude contained within the data, okay, and then the end cell, okay. I was thinking that that was like column A, so I thought the next cell after that would be considered the column B. So when I put the nombre in to that second cell, I thought that it would change latitude to nombre, or that latitude to latitude. um, but it didn't do that. It didn't do the translation. So the problem is that I don't know what else might be like different here. What might actually be um, where I could put in the Spanish term in there and change up the English term. You know, instead, the only thing that I can think of is changing the English term itself into the Spanish term, and that's it. Because I don't really have any other um, I don't know what else to really do in this particular case. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of rows, and it looks as though the um, like the you know the first value, the first cell in there for latitude is um, would be like column A, but I don't really know. Um, it doesn't really make that much sense, you know. Um, you'd think that I'd be seeing like another cell inside that row prior if I wanted to like replace the um, you know um, yeah. See, they're saying the first row, or that they give the first row here where they say um, the first cell is the base. The second cell is they're saying is should be the translation. The third is the type. The fourth is example or usage. The fifth is comments, and the sixth is the key. I'm going to take that and move that over to another location so I can kind of hold on to that for later. So based off of this, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells in the row. And latitude is the first one, is the base. So window caption, type, okay. Example usage, okay. Example. Fourth one is comments. Fifth one is the key. And those are the only spots for latitude, right? Yeah. Hmm. Okay. You want um let me just try to do what I tried to do yesterday. Which is, just do the exact same thing that I did yesterday and see, you know, maybe I messed up somewhere somehow. I don't know. Um, so I don't know exactly how I messed up, but so I'm gonna basically do um the exact same thing that I did yesterday. You know, I know I'm kind of repeating myself and probably getting myself acting a little crazy to repeat, um, but I don't really have that much to kind of go on this. So um, Fortunately, okay, there we go. I kind of narrowed the list. Uh, Alright. Alright, now that I've changed the translation files, then I can go back in here and zip up the um, damn it. There we go. Alright. So I got the zip file back in. Let's see. Um, so now we are going to do this again. User interface, application readiness, localization, translations in progress. So we're going to be doing the exact kind of opposite. We're going to be doing this, which was open. We're going to select the rule set for, it was Gogo Road Spanish, I believe. Yeah. And then we enter the 010101 there and there. Um, then we do next. We choose the file. I grab the zip file, open it up. There's the zip file. We click on next. Now it's importing the zip file in. Click finish and then close. So this right here kind of scares me a little bit. They say, hey, everything's done, but nothing's been apparently imported there, or the kind of looks like nothing's been imported, so that's weird. But and then we just need to close, right? Close the localization wizard. There we go. Then we go to configure user interface, application readiness, localization, locale settings. So user interface, application readiness, localization, locale settings. Done. And now here we use locale. We changed that to Spanish Spain. There we go. And we do update. I don't know why Google Translate's coming into the mix there, but why is Google Translate coming in? Stop that. Never translate. What? Come. Stay. Don't know what the heck that was going on there. Okay, now create a new vendor case. Okay, so and it didn't change anything. Is Google fucking up with me? Is that what's going on here? Oh, I gotta be careful in what I show. Hold on. Languages. Okay, let me try that again. Is there a way that I can turn off Google Translate? Never translate the site. No, that didn't help. English. It has to remain English there, guys. Page is not in Spanish. It's in English. Thank you. Update. Oh my. Am I crazy here? Because it's changing the Spanish Spain to Español España. Well, I mean, which makes sense. You know, you're changing it. You're using the locale, but shouldn't that only change the application and not your? Well, maybe not, because I'm seeing that you have to change it back to Inglés, Estados Unidos. So maybe Spanish Spain and clicking update and it showing Español España is correct. Um, but then why isn't the values not changing on the page? Here, let me kind of go back to live so you can all see the fact that the name and stuff like that hasn't been changed. Mm, Alright, you know what? Let's Um, uh, hmm. Let's see if I can. I don't like the fact of seeing if I can actually get into um, hmm. Hmm. Okay, it appears I can get like a free version of Excel on the web without any problems per se. So let me see if I can actually open up. Um, Let me see if I can actually open up the XML. Okay, that's not supported. Okay, so I can't even do the um, free Excel version that's online right at this moment in time. Um, the XML file is not supported on the free online version of it. So And so far, my efforts to translate aren't really working out. Um, Here, let me try to open up that file again. I'll do like a screenshot of what I did, so y'all can kind of see what I'm kind of looking at here. So one second. Let me get the snipping tool so I can kind of show you what I'm trying to do here. Actually, hold on. Let's try to do that again. I wanted to make sure that I got everything inside the picture there, so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. So let's see. Window capture clipper. No. No. Okay. I guess I'll just have to save that. Let's see. Okay, that's not saving at all. Okay, I'll just have to delete that then. Let's see. Image. Let's do that one. All right, there we go. Yeah. Stretch the screen. There we go. Uh, it's fine. It's hiding my image there. So, this is basically what I did to, change the XML. Okay. Um, I found name, and then, for the second cell, which, they mentioned that uh, the second cell is under the translation. I went ahead and did, um, I changed. There wasn't anything there. It was, it was exactly the same as the fifth cell, um, down at the very bottom there, or where you see, cell SS style ID S24, data S, type equals string, and then it, closes off the data. I changed the that particular information. Instead of having it close right away, I added in the opening and closing, and added in nombre in the middle of that. Much along the lines of what we did, right above it with name. I wanted to kind of copy that. So at least that's what I thought, I needed to do because figured that that was the column B that they were talking about. That was the translation that I needed to do. So I figured that that was going to work, that there wasn't really any um, I figured that that would handle the translations perfectly fine, but it didn't, and I'm not quite sure exactly why. Um, so, um, you know, uh, based off of everything that I could see, that I've been kind of working on a bit on this, um, would have figured that that was what I needed to do for this particular section here in order to translate. Now, obviously, I didn't change the name or anything along those lines. I was just doing, straight up saves, so that wasn't that big of a deal. And I was doing it within the translation folder, so I was just simply, resaved it as the zip file. So, not quite sure exactly what was going on there. Followed, importing it back with, with what they were kind of mentioning. So I don't know why we aren't seeing this based off of, well, that. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on. It seems very odd to me that what we see here for name and nombre isn't what's necessary to do what's here. As you can see, nothing was changed. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not quite sure um, what I'm missing. So um, the fact that it's not allowing me to change the locale settings and seeing the values change is odd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the suggestion in to them and said, hey, this is how I modified the XML, you know, based off of what I could find in the XML. Please confirm with me that this is indeed the correct way of going about doing it. If it is indeed the correct way of doing it, then you're going to need to tell me what I'm doing wrong because I'm following the rest of the steps afterwards. Um, so give me a second. Let me, at least I have that picture of the saved translation there. Um, so I could try to use a uh, open source Excel clone to try to complete the translation, but I'd rather just try to modify the XML file directly just using my text editor. Um, the attached image is what I did for the English term name. Um, I did similar translations for the rest of the words. However, when I uploaded the zip file with the changes, nothing happened. Upload the zip file with the changes and follow the rest of the steps perfectly. Nothing happened. I'm still seeing the English version. So I'm not sure what I'm missing. Can you please confirm that I'm doing this correctly? Otherwise, is there another cell that I need to put the translation in? Because according to the XML, it was stating that the second cell is the cell for translations. So I did notice that when I tried to upload the file into the instance, that no files were shown to be uploaded. When downloaded, I saw numbers on the files downloaded, but not uploaded. Maybe the server is blocking the upload. All right. Well, that's going to be it for today's Pega study session. We're going to go ahead and close it down out here because we're going to be doing Unreal Engine here in just a second. So, sorry for those of you that might be wondering, if we're going to be finishing this off, but I'm sorry to say, but until they get back to me on this, I'm going to have to stop any kind of work on this particular challenge. Um, I don't know what I'm missing on here. um, that that might be kind of causing the problem here. So see how, oh, hold on. See that how it says successfully imported, 6 and import skipped. That's where um those values were zeros. So I have a funny feeling that the server might actually be blocking the the upload. That's what I feel like might be happening, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. So it's the only thing that I can think of is that maybe their server is blocking uploads from happening. So therefore, I can download from that server, but I can't do any kind of uploads. Which I mean makes sense. They're trying to make sure that their servers, you know, aren't, you know, like corrupted or anything along those lines. No one's like sending like malicious things into their server. It makes sense, but at the same time, you're kind of defeating the purpose of this particular instance as well. So I don't know. So we're just gonna have to skip this one for the time being and hope that um, they get back to me quickly to try to figure this part out. I have no problem working with them about it, but I need to have a little bit more on their end concerning it because what we have here is not enough to get the job done. So we'll have to kind of skip this challenge for now. I await Pega Academy's comments about this, and we'll go from there afterwards. Tomorrow, I will go on to the enabling accessibility features in applications. Sorry, I really, I showed everything that I did to try to work with this, but as you saw, nothing was working. So, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully, you know, you appreciated everything that happened or that I did with it. Feel free to like and subscribe on this. We will continue on with the Pega certification studies and continue on that path. Hopefully you'll join me on it. But that's it. We're going to move on over to the Unreal Engine now. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Hopefully I catch you next time. Until then, take care. Have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay safe. I'll catch you strangers next time.